In the previous video, we got an equation for finding out upthrust. We got the equation FB is equal to VI rho F. FB is equal to VI rho F G. Let's revisit the experimental setup that we used in that video. So let us say we have here a container in which there is water, and the same arrangement, it has a spout and another small vessel in which we can collect water. Let us say we have an object suspended to a string. This is the object suspended to spring, and its weight in air is 12 Newton. If I take this object and immerse it inside the water, what will happen? So let us say we take this object and we immerse it inside the water, and let us say it is completely immersed inside the water. Now its weight in air is 12 Newton and it is suspended by a spring. We will experience two things, that when this goes inside water as shown over here, some amount of water will get collected over here. So this is the water which has been displaced by this object. This gets collected over here. And secondly, that the weight of this object inside the liquid will decrease. Let us say I use a mechanism, maybe a spring balance attached to this string, and find the weight of this object inside water. I'll see that the weight of the object inside the water will not be 12 newtons anymore, the weight inside the fluid. So I will call it WF, the weight of the object inside the fluid might turn out to be 8 Newton, let us say. Why does it decrease? Because, as you already know, upthrust act on it in the upward direction. So if now it is weighing 8 newtons inside water and its original weight is 12 Newton, what is the magnitude of upthrust? Obviously, the magnitude of upthrust acting on this object will be equal to 12 minus 8 is equal to 4 Newton. And from this we get an equation that upthrust is equal to weight of the object in air minus weight of the object in fluid. Or we could write this as weight in fluid is equal to weight in air minus upthrust. And this weight in fluid is also known as apparent weight. Apparent weight is equal to W air minus upthrust. Once again, I would like to stress that this is weight of the object in air. This is not weight of air. The weight of the object when it is in air, as shown over here, and upthrust is the force applied by the liquid on this. Apparent weight will be this weight inside the fluid. Secondly, the weight of this water collected over here according to Archimedes principle is upthrust. So the weight of this particular water, W weight, will be equal to upthrust, that is 4 Newton in this particular, as we saw in this particular case. So this is weight of this liquid is upthrust, weight in water is apparent weight, and then we have weight in air. This is how the apparent weight is connected with the weight of the object in air and upthrust. Let us look at some characteristics of upthrust. So again, let's say we have an object over here, and the weight of the object will act through its center of gravity. This is G, the center of gravity of the object. As we know, it is at the geometric center of an object if it has uniformly distributed mass. So this is the weight of the object and weight in air, and it passes through center of gravity. When I immerse it in water, an upthrust acts on it. The question is, through which point does upthrust act? Does it pass through G? Let's see. So let us say we take this object and put it inside water. So now I have the object placed inside water. The weight of the object is passing through the center of gravity as shown over here. Let us identify the immersed volume. So I will use a different color to identify the immersed volume. This would be the immersed volume. This is the immersed volume. And for the time being, let me remove the arrow which shows weight. So let us say I remove this. Let me keep the point which was the center of gravity. This was the point which was the center of gravity. Now, this is the immersed volume. We know that upthrust is equal to immersed volume into density of the fluid into G. And it turns out that the upthrust acts through a point known as center of buoyancy. And center of buoyancy is nothing but the center of gravity of the immersed part of the body. So this is the immersed part of the body, this one. Its center of gravity will be this point, at the geometric center of this. Again, let me use probably a different color over here to show center of buoyancy. So this is the center of buoyancy. This point we will call as B. This is G and this is B. So we need to keep in mind that upthrust acts through the center of buoyancy, which is the center of gravity of the immersed part of the body. Let us look at a couple of more characteristics of upthrust, and those are evident from this equation. From this equation we can say that upthrust is proportional to immersed volume. More the immersed volume, more the upthrust. If an object goes more deeper inside a liquid, upthrust will increase because the immersed volume is increasing. And similarly, upthrust is directly proportional to the density of the fluid. So if you take a denser fluid, upthrust on a given object will increase. So thus we have studied three properties of upthrust. One, that it acts through the center of buoyancy. Let us call this the first. It acts through center of buoyancy. Secondly, it depends upon immersed volume. It is directly proportional to that. And third, that it is directly proportional to the density of the fluid.